musical chairs contestants, I need somebody. We're going to win some big prizes. We're going to win a real big optics volleyball to the winner of musical chairs. You want to play? Great. You're in? Yes. You. Yes, you. Come down those stairs. You? All right, you're in. This guy? I don't think he wants to. He's saying you want to. Is that you? You? Both of you? Come on down. We got 2 more people. Oh, out of the 3 of you gotta pick 2. I'm so sorry. Yeah, it's up to you. Only 2 of you, though. Fantastic. Oh, I think we got our quota. Dang it! I'm so sorry.
Benny, we're receiving on this side. You're good, go ahead.
You're in. You're in. Yes. Yes, really.
Nobody asked me. I got my phone number. We're undefeated. We're undefeated.
Yeah, baby, that is right. It is time. Ladies and gentlemen, I could not be happier to be right here, right now.
We're in Austin,
Dallas,
for
Texas.
San Diego.
Get involved and have a reaction out here.
The game has no doubt changed. The San Diego Smash facing off against the LA Launch. Just the second contest in week 1 of the 2024 AVP League. Cameron Irwin alongside Rich Lamborn as we get set for this women's pairing contest. Let's take a look at the teams as Geena Urango and Toni Rodriguez, the upstarts in 2024 alongside one another, have been a force to be reckoned with. Toni Rodriguez, a really nice surprise. On the other side, it's going to be the LA Launch, the 7-title winner in Betsi Flint, paired up alongside Julia Scoles as you look to the 8 teams you can find in the AVP League in this inaugural season. The New York Nitro picking up the win, the 2-0 win, importantly, over the Brooklyn Blaze in the first matchup of the day. Now the San Diego Smash versus the LA Launch. They picked up the men's pairing and team point, but now the LA Launch look to even the score. They've got a nice duo to get it done. Betsi Flint, Julia Scoles. When you look at this contest, just the first time these two teams are meeting, what's it going to come down to?
Well, we know about the serving prowess, right? When you don't really know a team very well, you don't have a great history with the team, you got to serve tough, right? That's always on order, but Betsi Flint, Geena Urango, two of the best servers in the game. Which one of them is going to be able to sort of impose their will the most in this one?
Who will impose their will in this matchup? But it's time now to send it to Mark Sherman for these team introductions.
One is one entity, each team is private.
Our final match of the night. Let's meet the players. First, for the San Diego Smash, wearing the #1 at a USC, standing 5 feet 9 inches tall from Los Alamitos, California, it's Geena Urango. And her partner, the 6'1" blocker out of LSU and Santa Monica, Louisiana, it's Toni Rodriguez.
Go, Toni!
And their opponents, your home team, the LA Launch. Wearing the #1, one of the smartest players out there, standing 5 feet 10 from Iroquois, South Dakota, it's Betsi Flint. And her partner, standing 6 feet tall out of Mooresville, North Carolina, and USC, it's Julia Scoles.
Little update on the background for Betsi Flint out of South Dakota. No, she's not the only one. Think of Taryn Clove. We got 2 from the great state.
Forming our own Mount Rushmore. Yeah.
Betsi Flint, Julia Scoles. This duo has been fun to watch. You think about Betsi Flint back in 2015 in her rookie season, played alongside Kelly Kalinsky. However, a chance to see her now alongside Julia Scoles as a look to the competition format. It is a best of 3 all sets, just to 15 points, must win by 2. And importantly, just 1 timeout, no tech timeouts in this new format. Playing under the lights here at UCLA.
Now, all the teams talking about how important it is to get off to a good start because these sets happen in a hurry, right? There's not that technical you mentioned. To sort of collect yourself, maybe reassess tactic and so forth. You really got to come out guns blazing.
Also great to see Toni Rodriguez in the mix. She's been dealing with some injuries the last several seasons. I've been playing alongside Savvy Simo for a good portion of time, but it seems like she's found a nice home here alongside Geena.
Yeah, that is always so very frustrating as an athlete to put in all the very hard work and then have it sort of undone by some physical ailments. So it's always great to see players healthy. Option play healthy on the side of Urango and Rodriguez right now.
Yeah. They look to go after Betsi Flint on the right side. Nice platform. Open net, and she makes them pay.
That was Casey Patterson, who we talked to a little bit earlier, called that free ice cream.
Yeah, that was rubbing off on Troy Field defensively.
Yeah, I mean, you know, what a better guy to have in your box than Casey if you want to generate a little enthusiasm.
Offense move to the right side. Checks down to Betsi, Flint, and KG.
A little bit of a missed opportunity there that Geena and Toni need to capitalize on.
A look back to some Smash highlights. This is Miles Evans, the duo from the San Diego Smash, and Chase Budinger picking up the team point against the LA Launch. It was the first three-setter we have seen in the league, coming down 16-14 in that last and final set. So will the LA Launch even the team score here?
That was a little more of a cordial interaction than the last time we saw the big fella.
Yeah, we made mention of that. Kevin asked me what I thought the red card situation should have been. We disagreed, per usual.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, our referees handled that as well as it could have been handled real time.
Agreed.
Plenty of fodder for debate, though.
Nothing to debate there with the stuffy from Toni Rodriguez.
Overruled. Your objection is overruled.
Little fingertip dunk. Toni Rodriguez out of LSU. I mean, you want to talk about physicality. You always have to put Julia Scoles at the top of the list.
Yeah, absolutely. She gets it dialed in. I mean, it's next to unstoppable. Good to see her being aggressive on that option play as well.
Congratulations, Julia Scoles, recently married this summer. Donlin, another athlete in the mix as well. And it's handball.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Not hugely popular in our country, right? But
elsewhere,
yeah,
yes.
in Europe, it's huge.
Nice chase from Urango. From off the net, and there it is again. An absolute hammer from Julia Scoles. All right, I got to go down to my guy, Kevin Barnett. What's going on?
All right, Therese Cannon and Meg Kraft here watching along the end line. The last play, Therese, what do you think?
This one that just happened?
Yeah, legal or not legal? I heard you.
Ooh, it kind of looked like she took it from behind her head, but the ref didn't call it, so good for them, I guess.
All right, you make the call. You're the ref, yes or no?
I would have called it.
Okay, so no, not allowed, not legal, according to Therese Cannon. Okay, very good. All right, Meg, give me your reactions to playing in this format for the first time.
I think it's really cool. It's fun, and it reminds me of kind of college, like playing with our guys' team and cheering them on. So it was really fun. It was hard. The games to 15 were hard and fast, but it was good.
Yeah, it comes at you so quick. What do you guys need to change for tomorrow?
I think being more strategic with timeouts maybe, but also like focusing on coming out of the gate hard and then like pushing for each side switch because it happens really fast.
Can you coach the men more?
They don't need us. They got it figured out. They're just playing the long game here.
Okay. Okay. What's your favorite other aspect of just kind of the environment and the overall setup? What's vibing with you?
I love the night games. Honestly, we haven't played night games in a really long time, and so to play under the lights with people out here on a Saturday night is a really fun environment.
All right, who are we cheering for in this one?
I like both teams. I don't know. Maybe San Diego because it's my home.
Okay. Yay, volleyball. We'll go with that.
Yes, perfect.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Yay, volleyball. I like that. Meg Kraft, of course, the product of Torrey Pines High School. She went on to play at USC. She's rocking. You knew she was going to rock the SC stuff here. She actually walked in with her Letterman's jacket on, the 4-time national champion. Speaking of which, you got another Trojan out on the court in Geena Urango, the first scholarship beach volleyball player in the NCAA.
Kev trying to stir up controversy down there, making
I mean,
players.
would you expect anything less?
Yeah. He's a pot stirrer, ladies and gentlemen.
Trying to turn them against one another. Scoles, also a national champion out of USC. There's one line in the mix as she goes, wow, off 1 foot. A little rangy from the service line. Usually you just see that in indoor.
Yeah, you see some people do it, not as much anymore. I remember the Lion King, if you know, Alexander Samoilovs used to kind of do that, still does on occasion. But yeah, not a tactic from the service line you see all that often.
I mean, the irony, she was a Lion herself.
Heyo.
9-6 for the smash. High pass, no problem with the hands. Timing's there, quick set. Rolling that to the net. Too easy, but that's touched. Flint. And the net violation brings the point to LA.
They're having to work awfully hard to get those side outs. However, Geena Urango is touching seemingly everything out there. They'd like to kind of up their efficiency in converting some of those opportunities, but and as the saying goes, you start with touches, they lead to digs, those lead to points. So they're working in the right direction.
She works that off of her friend that she won in 2022 with in Atlanta. That's her first AVP title for Geena Urango. Goes right alongside that blocker.
It's not an easy win to get. Always stiflingly hot.
Yeah,
A-Town.
Nasty.
Peace up.
Oh, gosh.
A-Town down.
Oh. We're going to turn off your mic now. Somebody cut him off.
Talked about serving being a big part of this match, and it's Big Toe out there driving a floater for the ace.
She might have one of the best nicknames. Toni Rodriguez out of LSU. She's a smart cookie in her own right. Kevin, she came away with 3 degrees. 3 degrees during her time at LSU. I was lucky enough to get 1.
My name's Rich.
I'm like, come on, man. This is the last contest of the day. The women's matchup will close it out, but don't worry, we've got more AVP League coming your direction. A look to tomorrow's matchup as the Brooklyn Blaze will face off against the San Diego Smash. The New York Nitro versus the LA Launch. Matches will start at 1 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow. Which way are you thinking? You think anyone's going to be able to slow down the New York Nitro?
They looked awfully good today, didn't they? If you love volleyball and you love alliteration, come join us tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, I mean, Taylor's looked really solid.
Especially in the sand.
Yeah, as did Kelly and Sarah. So they're going to be tough to stop. With confidence going into that. But, you know, it's interesting as a kind of a regular season, so to speak, develops. Everyone has different motivation based on their record. You find yourself in the hole right out of the gate. Things start to get increasingly important in a hurry.
It's going to be interesting, too, as we get to kind of that midpoint of the league, just to see clinching scenarios and where teams might fall. Just the top 4 teams making it to the championships. Whose side did that end on?
It ended on the side nearest us, but that, I mean, not an easy play to make. Just, you kind of get the tail end of it, but Toni had to serve and then sprint all the way in. They're in time to hammer that.
That is a linear serve. Scooped by Urango. Light work for Betsi Flint, but the recycle. Will it be Urango? It is!
Everything working right now for the San Diego Smash, and they have a decisive lead at this side change.
Gosh, that was a beautiful play.
Way to go, Toni!
Yeah, I mean, there's 3 or 4 great plays, it seems like, every single time from Geena and Toni. blocks, digs, and a great put away there off the right hand. Geena.
How about this, Rich? Crazy number for you, as we are kind of learning about this as we go, but teams who have gotten to 10 points first this evening are currently 6-1 in winning that set.
I mean, that would make sense, you would think, right?
The only exception, Cannon and Kraft in the very first set. I don't know, we've had a couple though go 15-13, 13-15, back and forth, a 16-14 even.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly no certainty, right? But you're so much closer to the end than you're accustomed to being at that point. The 10s, I mean, you feel like you're only halfway through the game typically, and now you're just a side change or two away from closing it out. Wow. Betsi, go ahead.
I don't think I've seen Betsi Flint take a cut at a ball like that in a minute.
Yeah,
one of the best shooters we've seen.
Little extra something behind that one.
Set point remains for the San Diego Smash. And that is right into the thick of the net. The set belongs to the San Diego Smash. And rather emphatically, they almost doubled them up.
Yeah, which is extra difficult to do in a race to 15. Yeah, you see on some of our signage around there, you see the tail end of it there. Every point matters. Talk about, you know, the regular season, so to speak, and your win-loss record mattering. But we come down to the end, and if you have if you have the same win-loss record, then it goes to how many sets you win.
Yeah, and the tie-break scenarios, right? And it's a little bit like the Olympic scoring system in terms of if you go 3 sets, then the winner of a 3-set battle earns 2 points, and the loser of a 3-set battle takes just 1 point. If you have a 2-0 victory, they'll go back and take a look, and you will have 3 points to your name as you get a look at a little fun on our court. Time to go down, though. Kevin Barnett, why aren't you in the mix in this competition?
Oh, I'll get in the mix later, Cam. I already have 1 loss in this back in Hawaii in the day. Troy Field right now out of his match earlier today. Troy, tell me about the environment. How did you enjoy it? What were the challenges?
Oh, I mean, as the home team, I just tried to get this crowd fired up, which they did. DJ Richer had everything going, but it's games to 15. It goes by super fast, faster than you think for sure. And so you hope to get a little lead, but our hustle in the beginning of that first set was really, really fun and just electric, and it seemed like it won us that set. So we'll watch some film, try to make some adjustments for tomorrow against New York, and let's see if we can pull out a win this time.
Yeah, what kind of pressure does that put on you, a set to 15 with the limited timeouts in terms of your adjustments on the sand, not having time to talk about it?
I think you have to have everything kind of really dialed in before you even get to the court. Like, you're talking more game plans. It's not a lot of in-game, like, adjustments. I don't think you really see too many people serving both partners. Like, they kind of picked on me. They went at Tim, and then they went mainly stuck with me. But, yeah, I think everything's pre-planned. And then anything you need benefits a team playing a long time together. So Tim and I are a little wrinkled. We have played together, but we're not like a traditional team where fundamentals and scheming and practicing. I mean, we practiced today. We haven't seen each other since Chicago, and we practiced today for like an hour.
Yeah, it seemed like you guys lost a little bit of momentum in the middle, but you can't really afford those dips. So how do you get rid of those dips? What do you and Tim then talk about for tomorrow?
I think keep up the communication on serve receive. Sometimes you're kind of catching your breath, and that serve can come on you pretty quick. We got ace down the middle, and that was like the one time we didn't talk about it. So keeping up communication, keeping energy together, and just seeing if we can sneak a win out here against these teams. It feels like the underdog, but we're the home team. It's kind of weird.
All right, home team back in tomorrow. Thanks, Troy.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Is that Troy or Tom Selleck?
Man, who had better looking skin there, Kevin or Troy? A couple handsome fellas.
We went 2 different directions there.
Well, I mean, Kevin has no ability to grow that mustache, so Troy's killing it in that department.
Toni Rodriguez, Geena Urango versus Betsi Flint and Julia Scoles. Welcome to, of course, the AVP League. The first set belongs to Rodriguez and Urango. Ooh, double contact called, and
A little tight, I feel like. Based on kind of what we've seen throughout the night, that was pretty tight. have a look. That is an awfully spinny pass. I like the aggression going with the hands.
I don't know about that.
It's a tight call, so let's see if the standard remains throughout this match. That's really what you need, what you sort of demand as the athletes out there. You might not agree with every call, but as long as it's consistent.
A 3-0 start for Flint and Scoles. And what's wild, this is just the first time in the match Flint and Scoles have scored consecutive points.
Yeah, good time to do it because they were not in a good situation. Our insult to injury stat of the night from Doug Strauss, 9 points, the fewest scored by anyone this evening.
I dropped that card and put it to the right side.
Oh, I saw it.
Doug Strauss, our amazing statistician on the AVP. AVP is actually doing a lot of stuff too behind the scenes. I'm so excited just from a statistical standpoint, what's to come this season, especially with the league. A lot of hard work going on. You'll get a chance to see more numbers and more insight than ever before. If you're a stats nerd like me,
oh my gosh,
you should be excited.
Wow. A little bit of a better protractor on that one. Really good attempt.
I mean, she's well outside the antenna.
Yeah, still managed to get it inside the court, but it just went back spinning knuckle. Tough chance.
I'll give you a couple numbers. Betsi Flint seeing the majority of the attack, as was Geena Urango. 13 total for Flint in the first, 10 for Urango. Betsi Flint doing a pretty nice job from a side-out percentage and from that first contact, staying in system 12 of her contacts, but clearly not enough in terms of the offense on the side of the LA launch in the first.
Well, it did lead to at least one memorable smash.
That's for sure. Throw that one on the highlight. They stay on Flint. Too easy. Geena Urango.
Placement trumping pace there.
So how common is that? I mean, you were an indoor libero, Olympic gold medalist. Would you rather see pace coming your way or the shot?
Yeah, indoor you didn't have too much of a choice, but I think if you're a defender, you don't mind pace if it's coming right at you. The great attackers find open space, right? And then the pace is less significant because it makes the defender move on some level.
And does that change at all, even considering the sand? Because we've seen people just rip the ball tonight.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's going to sort of minimize your ability to react as a defender because everyone's flying and feasting out there, so your time to react is minimized, right? you don't like that?
No, I love it. Flying and feasting. Please put that on a t-shirt somewhere. AVP merch, let's get it started.
Well, I mean, we certainly have seen that all night long. There's people getting out of this sand pretty well.
Oh, Rich Lamborn. Back set. Right on the money, and there again is Rodriguez. 3 touches.
That is disappointing again for Urango and Rodriguez. I mean, they're doing so much great work defensively and then just missing on some of those chances to capitalize.
Want to see Julia Scoles. Came out of UNC. She played indoor volleyball. She was even the ACC Freshman of the Year, dealt with several concussions throughout her career, and then moved over to USC. She's a 2-time national champion and All-American. Somebody that is incredibly dedicated to this craft. Gosh, I think we should have this type of court every single stop because this is just too fun to watch.
Yeah, that was interesting. I'm not entirely sure that was the play they were trying to run, right? It seemed less than smooth on the connection, but Toni Rodriguez certainly annihilated it.
Talked about the serving competition between Geena Urango and Betsi Flint. Betsi Flint, one of the best in the business from the service line.
Yeah, but we have to tip our caps to Toni Rodriguez, who's been serving lights out as well for her team.
Too much spin off the forearm of Flint.
It's a really deep shot from Rodriguez, and Betsi speared it. Unbelievably athletic move in pursuit from Scoles, but just can't quite come up with it.
And to your point, for Toni's numbers, as she's still at the service line against the field right now, she's just under an ace per set coming in to this week 1.
Again, aggressive on the option, working well for Scoles and Flint.
And Julia Scoles, those last 2 steps, she's just throwing those feet into the sand. That ball is still spinning. Cut shot from Urango. On the end change here, Kevin Barnett, where are you now?
I've gone from baseline to baseline and I found Eric Baranek here, boyfriend of Geena Urango. Eric, former player. You're sitting here with a player's eye. What are you seeing right now from your side?
I mean, the girls are playing good volleyball. Obviously, I'm rooting for Geena and Toni. They're just playing clean. They're being themselves. This is a fun event. The AVP is doing a great job, and it's just fun. They're playing great. A lot of fire from Toni. Geena's experience, it's awesome.
This has been a really good partnership for the two of them. They played some of their best volleyball as the summer has worn on. Why do you think that is?
I think, honestly, Angela Benson, Benny's been doing a great job with them. I was in the box, didn't do that great. I was like, Geena, you need an actual coach here. And they've just synced up. And she's done a great job, and obviously Geena's been playing that level of volleyball, and Toni's had her 2 best finishes in a row in the last 2 events.
Right.
So,
right, it's been some fantastic volleyball. Now this is going to run 9 weeks. We're going to go all the way into November. Is that putting a crimp on your camping?
of course it puts a crimp on our camping, but it's a little hot right now, so we just wait till things cool off. You know, the fall is a great time.
All right, where's the next trip?
Sequoia. We love Sequoia National Forest.
All right, we're going to get you back out on the sand sometime soon?
You know it. You can't keep me off the sand.
All right. Thanks, Eric.
Thanks, Kevin.
Oh, that's good news. Awesome to check in with Eric Baranek. He is the boyfriend to Geena Urango and also an AVP pro in his own right. He mentioned some of the finishes for Geena and Toni. They finished with a 3rd overall in the semifinals of Chicago and a 3rd in Manhattan Beach. They started off with a 9th in Huntington in our Heritage Series events.
Those curls, I thought he might be looking to join Danny Zuko and Kanicki in the T-Birds.
Hey, I get that reference.
Hey,
come on now. Yeah.
Finally, I got you one.
The San Diego Smash with their first lead in the 2nd set. Look at the tie, and ooh, was that a little stare down from Betsi Flint?
Maybe it's we know about the competitor that resides within her.
Oh, I love it. Watch after this swing.
Ooh.
Let's go, Betsi Flint.
Shove.
Okay. You know, it's so fun. I actually caught up with Betsi just about that internal fire a few weeks ago, and she had so many wonderful things to say just from the emotional standpoint. It's almost like a superpower, right, that you can turn on as long as you can control it. And as smooth and as controlled as she looks on the outside, there is no doubt an engine burning, one of the most competitive people you will see on a volleyball court.
Did she suggest that she is under full control of it?
Yes.
Okay, good.
That is just so vertical.
Yeah, Betsi doing a great job receiving those into perfect position. And then Julia really staying aggressive. Just coming in, no second guessing whatsoever and unloading.
Grab yourself some Mickey D's. French fries are served.
They rank on the top of your list, French fry wise, McDonald's?
Oh yeah, that and In-N-Out. I really like it.
Okay. Yeah, they're vastly different, right? But great in their own ways. Yeah.
In-N-Out fries have to be extremely hot, otherwise we're losing. The LA Launch taking the lead yet again. They need this 2nd set. San Diego Smash already with a team point as Chase Budinger and Miles Evans picked up the men's pairing. Trying to take away the cut shot, she gives him power.
Yeah, Geena staying hard with the swing there, which is good because Julia Scoles is in a really nice position, as you can see on this replay. Moves, tough set, a little bit off the net. Able to rattle the hands for the winner.
Will the San Diego Smash go up 2-0 in league standings?
Yes!
That's gonna help the ace! Toni Rodriguez showed a little fire.
Be careful to not fog up those goggles she's got going. That was a beauty of a serve.
Gosh, this is fun to watch.
What a time for it.
No better time than the present for Toni Rodriguez. Can she go 2 for 2?
Yeah, there's really no kind of wind or any conditions, right? So there's no good side, bad side. Just keep cracking that thing.
She did, as does Julia Scoles with the option. 13 all.
We talk about this from time to time about how much more difficult the float serving is on the women's side, as sort of counterintuitive as that might seem, because these girls out there so athletic and the net's lower, so they can really drive that serve at an unbelievable trajectory, as you saw there, back-to-back from Toni.
Match point for the San Diego Smash.
This is kind of what we've been talking about with how quick these sets and matches go, right? Because just a second ago it seemed like it was 10-10, and now all of a sudden it's a match point, and you're going, oh my goodness.
They go to Flint. She pokes. Oh, she had a touch.
Just ever so slight hesitation there, right? Wasn't sure if it was hers or if it was Geena's. Have a look, the great touch from Toni, and then she kind of thinks it's going to go right to her partner, but it stays short.
Here's a wild number. 5 of the 9 sets played this evening have been won by just 2 points, or have been decided by just 2 points, including this one, as there's an ace, Betsi Flint.
What a serve that was. That's why she's been a multiple-time AVP server of the year. I mean, going short line at that juncture, very brave, let's say.
No kidding. They now have a set point to send this to a third. You get a chance to see 4 teams in action in this week 1. Next week in Miami, Florida, you'll get a chance to see some new teams in the mix. As you get a chance, there's the Austin Aces, Brooklyn Blaze, Dallas Dream, LA Launch, back to the alliteration. I mean, it's pretty superb. Miami Mayhem, and of course the New York Nitro. You can catch all of the 8 teams throughout the weeks, including the championships. Okay, just, I know you haven't seen the other 4 teams, but the New York Nitro sit kind of at the top. Who's maybe your 2 or 3 after seeing the teams tonight?
Who's my 2 or 3?
That would potentially, I know it's early, it's like preseason poll.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay with the New York Nitro just because T. Krabs is my guy. We've seen them in a little bit of action. We have to see what the other 2 teams have to offer, you know, next week and the subsequent weeks. So I'll stick with what I know. I went the easy route.
Come on, man. All right, well, let's talk about what's taking place here. Set point on the opposite side. What's the easy route for the San Diego Smash?
Well, I mean, yeah, right now you're kind of wondering what's Betsi going to throw at us. She just went short sideline. She goes there again, short kind of middle-ish to Geena.
She hammers, but the defense is on it. Big toe goes deep middle. The veteran is dug. Lefty to the corner. Double finger point down.
Leaves it up Wesley Snipes style, and White Men Can't Jump. Just leave it up there for the high fives.
Man, these defenders, Rich.
Again, great dig from Geena Urango. She's positioning herself well, but if we're being hyper nitpicky, again, to reference our guy Casey Patterson, he kind of calls that the JV angle, where it just goes straight in line with the corner. You got to come up with a little bit of some better angles to elude a defender as good as Geena Urango.
Tough ball off the cord. Housed by Big Toe.
And I think that's huge, obviously, because it gives them another match point. But I think it also saves a little bit of an argument, because that set looked, in my mind, equally as bad as the one that got called against them earlier. Have a look there. But it's, you know, the stuff block cures all ills, so to speak.
Second match point for the smash. Option. They haven't been able to stop it.
Well, I mean, she's throwing absolute darts from the service line, Toni Rodriguez, and Betsi Flint is sticking those up into perfect option position for her partners. It's really astounding.
Maybe one of the more underrated qualities of Betsi Flint is her platform. So good out of serve receive. That platform's got some problems.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a loose error, we would say, right? Geena been so good, and then kind of a critical juncture there, and that one sneaks in.
LA Launch have fought off 2 match points. Now with a shot, yet again to send this to 3. Every point matters in the league, including a pairs win. Quiet flat platform. Snapping that and finding the top of the net.
That was good location on that swing, outside the body of Scoles and retreat.
Are those Toni chants I'm hearing?
It very well could be. She's been whooping it up with the crowd, without a doubt.
Do they go back to the option? Instead, it's Scoles with the first contact.
Oh, you got it!
So quick is Urango. Power to the line, and that is still bouncing.
That is a heck of a swing. She did not have a lot of space open on the line, finds just enough of it. Let's see where this lands.
18-17.
Greg Delgado's beside himself.
I hope somebody found that guy a new drink. Frey serve got him. As that finds the sand, the LA Launch send this to number 3.
What more do you want? Last match of the evening.
I mean, off the net trickle? Come on.
It's kind of been an ongoing theme this evening, right? Lots of net dribblers, whatever your preferred nomenclature is.
Time to figure out who will serve what side they will reside on. Wild second set, 19-17. Here's what's at stake. The New York Nitro, San Diego Smash already have a pairs win on the men's side. LA Launch, this would be huge for them to find themselves in the win column. See the win percentage, that will get updated, and the other 4 remaining teams.
Yeah, Team TNT, Troy and Timmy down here celebrating that win by their girls in set number 2, extending this match, hoping to get their squad into the win column. There's Troy, pleasing the fans like he is very wont to do.
And this is just day 1 of 8 straight weeks, including 9 if you're looking to the championships. As you look to what's coming up just around the corner, we will be back in action at 1 p.m. Pacific as the Brooklyn Blaze will take on the San Diego Smash, and the New York Nitro will switch it up and face off against the LA Launch. Going into this third set, we've talked about the service pressure. All of that has resided on the side of Betsi Flint in terms of the reception. She has 26 receptions as opposed to 2 to Julia Scoles. How do you stay away from the option play?
Yeah, I think you got to serve a little bit more middle. Those we talked about Toni Rodriguez's serve and how flat she's driving it, how much pace she's putting on it. But if that ends up kind of right in the lap of a receiver as good as Betsi Flint, she's going to control that with relative ease. So you got to move her around. We saw Betsi Flint doing a nice job of that, kind of in contrast, throwing short sideline serves in, short middle, making the receivers move a little bit. So there's lots of ways to kind of apply some pressure.
Well, and the distribution shows that as well. Just about 10 serves each direction between Rodriguez and Urango, to your point. 11 kills for both Flint and Urango.
Yeah, and there again, you can see Betsi barely have to move at all in reception. So Urango and Rodriguez serving well, but they can upgrade it a little bit, making the receivers move a touch.
Trouble again on the first contact. Trying to silence the attack, unable to.
Yeah, that was a heck of a rundown to start things off, and then having to sprint all the way up to the net. Toni Rodriguez, there's the save, avoiding the signage.
Yeah, you got to watch out for those light boards on the side.
They are not forgiving.
They are not. A nice little shave. 2-0 start. I like that swing.
Yeah, that's really nice. A little inside out.
Flint and Scoles, 15-7 career record in third sets. Rodriguez and Urango, 6-3. Give you the percentages. Flint and Scoles win 68% of the time thus far. Rodriguez, Urango, 67.
All right, so the clear advantage.
1%. All right, Rich, what's this going to come down to?
Yeah, it's an excellent question. I'm going to go back to something you said about trying to neutralize the option play for Flint and Scoles a little bit if you're Urango and Rodriguez, and they've got to be a little bit more careful about their first contact.
Try and shore up their in-system play. No way. Urango has been lights out defensively. Scoles, you knew she was going to find it.
That was an unbelievable shot again. Very little line with which to work, and she finds it up over the top.
Also fun from a physicality standpoint, with having to play just a handful of matches on a weekend, I feel like that also frees you up to just be that much more aggressive as an attacker, as a defender, just in almost every phase of your game.
Yeah, you've got one match a day. They're slightly abbreviated in that they're only to 15. So you have no excuse for not being at the top of your game from a physicality standpoint. Right now, Geena and Toni need to find some pressure from the end line, a little bit of defense and conversion in transition.
Flint with a shift left and into the corner.
Again, that's scoop of chocolate, scoop of vanilla for Betsi Flint.
She's going to be at Spumoni by the end of this. An option of their own.
Oh, what a well-placed shot from Toni Rodriguez. A little jumbo on the option. You rarely see that. Have a look. The option jumbo.
A serve again. Toni Rodriguez is a talker.
She certainly is not afraid to celebrate her highlights. And that's one we saw her utilize in the second set, kind of late, right? And that's, again, what we talked about trying to neutralize the option a little bit, going to that middle serve.
Back to the well. This time it's short.
That's right. Really nice job upgrading their service locations. kind of realized that they were serving the ball a little bit too easily to Betsi Flint. Nice little change there, nice little upgrade. Toni Rodriguez levels the score. That's 4-1, 1-4.
A huge sway of points. Looks to the deep corner. Gosh, that platform is nice from Flint.
Yeah, and I like the service attempt. She went middle, she went short. She was trying to go kind of deep sideline there, but Betsi Flint just makes a better pass, and that's going to happen.
Off speed on the serve. Turn. And a nice touch out of the net, and they stay alive.
There it is.
There's the double contact. You were wondering if it was coming, and look at Toni celebrating.
I don't know if I've ever seen someone celebrate an opponent's double call more than that.
She's still egging the fans on.
I'm not sure that ingratiates you to your competitors that much, but it's awfully hilarious. And I think it was the correct call, by the way.
I think there was a little bit of heckling taking place against Geena Urango there from the service line, throwing off the rhythm. Who's serve receive will step up. Long set. Is it the error? Out of bounds.
Just miss it. I don't know how she passed that ball to begin with. Just barely missing the sideline. This is critical here because it seems like there's lots of set left, but you're already halfway, so can't let things slip too far away if you're Toni and Geena.
Julia Scoles again with the option play. Her partner is serving her up real nice. Down to Kevin Barnett. Where are you, Kev?
Yeah, a little comeback here for the launch, and much to the dismay of Miles Evans, you're cheering for your team here. You're kind of living and dying on these points.
For sure, you know, I'm out here with the fans, my family and friends, and it's fun to be a part of this part of the stadium and really cheer as loud as we possibly can for the Smash team.
Now, have you guys been able to do anything off the court leading into the event together as a Smash?
We really want to put together some Smash events, you know, like Super Smash, where we come together and like make a little tournament out of it. It'd be really fun.
I see an easy food tie in here.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, Smash Burger, get on it right now. Okay, this is your chance. Get in early. Tell me about your match a little bit. You guys made some good adjustments that work.
Yeah, you know, honestly, being the first league match, I think I was a little more nervous than normal. And it being the 15, you know, you got to stay focused and, you know, you got to make sure they don't go on runs. So I think that was like the biggest thing was making sure the other team didn't go on fast runs.
Okay, and you personally seem like you got a little more aggressive. Was that a market change for you?
Yeah, you know, I wanted to come from the service line and just bring it from the service line. So that was always the goal.
Okay, now if you were coaching, because there's been a lot of talk about whether you coach the other team or don't coach the other team, what advice you would give if you were closer, what would you tell Geena and Toni?
I would tell them to keep serving tough and keep mixing up the depths on their serve. Keep going deep and short.
Okay, it worked for you. Right on, thanks.
Cheers, yeah.
Perfect.
Well, that's the same equation you had.
Well, I mean, you know, Miles talked about how important serving was to his game plan, and he ended their match with a victory and an ace. So it worked out well for him, and he feels the same will be true for his teammates here. Nice side out that time for them.
Flint and Scoles. You got to think back to that second set. They faced match point multiple times. They were down 13-14. Since then, it's been a 15-10 run on their side. There's that short serve, and it pays off.
Somewhere in the crowd, Miles Evans pointing to his forehead going, just like I said, vary the depth, get a stuffy, get a point.
short serve, maybe not so much about actually finding an ace.
Yeah, I mean, you're just trying to disrupt the rhythm. You can't always find the clean aces, but you can certainly try and throw hiccups in the offensive game of your opponents.
Where does she go now? How about hard to the sideline?
Oh! How about hard to the middle?
Julia Scoles with the heavy arm.
I might have to get a freeze frame of her in motion there for the Flying Feast t-shirt.
You gotta earn your right onto that shirt.
Nice pickup from Betsi Flint defensively. I don't know if that was the greatest choice to go option for Geena and Toni. Here's a look at the finish.
Rodriguez has been pretty good on picking up some of those kind of short angles around the block. That's the first one she's really gotten worked on.
Yeah, I mean, she's been fantastic at the net the whole way. It's just such a difficult task to be a beach blocker, and she's doing phenomenally well, but I mean, more balls are going to rattle through, unfortunately, than new stuff.
2-point game on the switch.
Again, time is short here. However, it's 2 points, but LA launch creeping closer to that finish line.
Does she shoot? She swings instead, peppering the left shoulder of Urango.
I guess that would be the caveat to the Casey Patterson JV angle if you bring it high up into the upper shoulder of the defender.
I like that Betsi Flint's default is swing harder.
Yeah, I think more players could take a lesson from that, right? We often say there's no sort of tentative way to victory. Stay aggressive out there. If you're struggling at all, get more aggressive.
Keep it on their side. Weren't able to get enough pressure on the option play. Trying to close down the seam. Closing down the net instead, Julia Scoles.
Yeah, just great work to stay in that play from Julia Scoles. Some fantastic defensive plays again on the side of Rodriguez and Urango. But that right there, just excellent handwork, determination from Julia Scoles at the net.
It's been a series of runs between these two teams. It was a 4-1 for Flint and Scoles to start, then a 3-0 on the side of Urango. And Rodriguez, another 3-0 on the opposite side, now a 5-2 for Flint and Scoles. Open net,
oh my
and
goodness.
hammer! Swing of the day, Betsi Flint.
Taylor Sanders. Oh no, it's Betsi Flint. Yahtzee.
Did she even say hi-ya on that swing? Match point for the launch. They're gonna need more than just a side out here.
Down there, Timmy Baumgren, Troy Field loving this development.
We said it. She only just swings harder. Betsi Flint. Will she have that final point? It's going to be Scoles, tight and poked. Urango's got to get back up. Does she swing? Oh, the soft stuff lands.
There's always drama, Cam. There's always drama. You could get 14 straight points as easily as possible, and the 15th one just never comes easily, does it?
Another match point now. It's Betsi. Good defense and the long arm of Urango. Over the top match to the LA launch.
It's not for a lack of effort on the side of Toni Rodriguez and Geena Urango. Fantastic stuff from both teams. But Scoles and Flint really steadied out after that, quite frankly, beating that they took in the first set.
Really impressive turnaround from Flint and Scoles, to your point, dropping the first 9-15, picking up the second 19-17, and then closing it out with this. How about that save?
The long arm of Urango.
You like
as
that?
Cam calls it, yeah. Yeah, faced a couple match points too, so they were not without adversity, but they really battled through and were solid in that third.
This was a close one as the celebrations. There's the team dynamic. Troy Field getting into the mix. All right, let's go down to Mark Sherman. I think he's going to catch up with him.
4 team members of the LA launch down here. Wow, what a match. 19-17 in the second and all the way to the end in the third. Julia, you played fantastic, bringing the fire. Under the lights, you got a lot of fans in the crowd as well. You got signs up there, an incredible atmosphere. You're 1-0 in the league. How'd that feel?
It was awesome. It was so fun to be out here. The energy is just contagious. Having all my favorite people here in the crowd is so fun. And yeah, it was just fun to battle next to Betsi and get the first win.
Betsi, you were playing against a team that was playing really, really well. I mean, Toni was on fire from the service line. You guys really had to dial in. You had to dig deep to make it happen there in a really tight match.
Yeah, it was tough. These games of 15, you have no time to find a rhythm, so we eventually found it, thankfully. But Toni and Geena played incredible, and they're great opponents. And yeah, I'm happy we came out on top today.
And playing pretty late into the night, this is new for the AVP. It's really, really fun. Crowd, did you guys enjoy what you saw out there? That was pretty fun. What's it like to have another team that you're rooting for in Tim and Troy? Now we got 4-person teams.
Oh, it's super special. In our warm-ups, we're watching them compete. It's getting us fired up. Their energy brings us energy, and it's just fun to have, you're playing for something bigger than yourself.
I love it. Night number 1 of the league, everybody. Betsi, Julia, fantastic win for the launch, and we'll do it all again tomorrow.
So the LA launch find a team point, picking up the women's competition. The San Diego Smash end up splitting 1-1. As the standings are now updated, the New York Nitro at the top spot. All 4 of these teams will be back in action tomorrow as they will face off against a new team. Can't wait to have you join us right back here at the UCLA Tennis Center. Just your final thoughts on this new format, Rich.
Yeah, I love it. You know, these are the results after one night. Lots and lots and lots of volleyball to play in this regular season, but it's been exciting. And as Julia Scoles said it maybe best, you're playing for something bigger than yourself.
We'll be back in action tomorrow, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Oh yeah, close out with that swing from Betsi Flint.